All right. With that, I would like to call this meeting to order of the Town Board of the Town of Northeast. It is Thursday, May 14th, 2026, 7 o'clock. I would like to ask you to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. I have distributed a copy of the agenda to the board. Attendance.
Thank you. Supervisor Kennan,
Here.
Councilman Mayville,
Here.
Councilwoman Morrison, here, Councilwoman Winkler, here, Councilwoman Cole, here.
Okay, I've distributed a copy of the agenda to the board, and I'm trying to see whether there is anything else that we need to add here. Mobile homes and junkyards.
Personnel committee.
We have that, yes. But I think the agenda is fine. So I'd like to ask for a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I've got a couple of comments. And first of all, I'd like to note the presence of our county legislator, Chris Drago, who's here, and I'm going to ask him to give us some comments in a second. This is our last meeting before Memorial Day. I've sent out a town supervisor email this afternoon noting Memorial Day. The ceremony at Veterans Park is usually right around 11 o'clock. And the parade will kick off about an hour earlier in front of the firehouse, and board members are welcome to march in the parade. If that is not your thing, you're welcome just to come to the ceremony. And it's always a well-attended event, and I know that the American Legion is working hard on getting ready for it. I just want to let you know that our bulk trash day was very successful, and thanks to everybody who came out and helped with it. We collected more bulk trash than we ever have before, and what is also good news is we cleared our expenses.
Oh,
Great.
Good news.
So we did well. Shred day. The bank is having its shred day again, and there will be a shred event in in Lakeville, at the Lakeville branch this weekend, this Saturday, and a number of us are going to be taking boxes over there of our own shredding materials and some town shredding materials. And so it's always an important thing. We generate a lot of paper here, and we try to get rid of it. There are time limits on how long we have to keep it. We try to observe those very carefully. So we're getting rid of things that are 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. But the good news is we're getting rid of them. There is going to be a shred day at the bank's branch here in Millerton on July 18th. And I will mention that again as we get closer to it. We're going to have a report on the highway department. I just want to say that we've talked about the opportunity to dedicate the highway garage to the memory of Bob Stevens, and I've communicated with his son Robert Jr. about that, and essentially told him that we would be, if he would like to be here, I'm happy to see if we can coordinate a date that works for him. And if he chooses not to be here, doesn't feel he can be, we will just go ahead and try and set a date for that. But I think that will be that'll be an opportunity for the community to come out and see that. In my new capacity as president of the Supervisors and Mayors Association, I met this afternoon with Commissioner Bill Beal of Emergency Operations and the Assistant County Executive Greg Pulver to discuss EMS solutions. As I think I mentioned before, there are towns around us that are interested in working together. We, as you know, we've been working with Amenia for many years on this, and we're in a contract with Empress for EMS services. But we are being encouraged to reach out to other towns around us and to see whether there are ways that we can collaborate, and in collaborating, whether we can continue to deliver EMS services, but save the town some money. And that, you know, with the amount that we're paying for EMS at the moment, it is really an imperative to try to find a way to do that. I'm very encouraged by the meeting, several meetings that I've had with Empress and with the meeting that I had with the county today. And I made it clear that for this all to work, we all need to get involved. And if we're going to do this, the county's going to have to be able to help us to some degree as well. How that is done remains to be seen, but it'll be important. Lastly, I would like to just note with sadness the passing of Lyanne McGee, the wife of our planning board member, Bill McGee. And I've sent a note to Bill on behalf of the town expressing our condolences. She was a well-known and much-loved presence in this town. With that, I mentioned our legislator, Chris Drago. We're very happy that you're able to come out and join us tonight. The floor is yours.
Great, thank you. Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. You all. It's been a busy but good start to the year. I am now the vice chair of the Public Safety Committee. Eric Alexander, who's the county legislator who represents town of Washington, is the chair of the Public Safety Committee. So now between the two of us, we're both working very closely on a longer term plan for EMS, which is something I've been working on for a number of years now in partnership with Supervisor Kennan. And I'm pleased to say that we are, we're starting to make some progress. I'm trying to keep the pressure on a longer term solution. The New York State now has required all counties in New York State to put a long-term plan together by the end of this year, which I'm part of those discussions. We will submit that plan. It'll be an ideal plan with a price tag. But I'm hoping that now, once the governor sees all of these plans coming from around the county, she'll realize the real need that exists around EMS and why it needs to be an essential service and that it needs to be funded appropriately. But in the meantime, we're looking at what else can we do in the short term. And Supervisor Kennan said, there are opportunities with Empress to work differently with them. I was at a meeting just last week in Millbrook where we brought Northeast together with the town of Sanford and the town of Washington, the village of Millbrook, to talk about that. And it was great to hear that Empress is coming to the table with ideas on how to reduce cost and improve service, which is new. It's a new discussion to be having with them, which is encouraging. The other news is around Northwell Health that has bought Sharon Hospital, Northern Dutchess and Vassar. I'm engaged in a number of conversations with them, one in Milan and one in Media, bringing people together to talk about what role can Northwell Health play as part of the solution. And they're eager to expand their EMS operation to Dutchess County. They have a built-out program in Long Island and in New York City right now, and we're trying to light a fire together and do a pilot program in our part of the county that would also hopefully help, help us out. There's no silver bullet right now, but I think if we can get Empress to come to the table, if we can get Northwell as well, we put a little bit more pressure on the county executive. I think all of these things can start helping us out in ways that we just haven't had before. Just last month, the legislature passed a resolution on a sales tax cap on gas. So we will not be charging county tax on gas above $3 a gallon. which is just to provide some relief at a time when gas prices are so high right now. And then just this month, just on Monday, we passed a resolution that over the next 18 months, fast food restaurants that have typically just put in plastic utensils and a napkin in your bag without you asking, that is going to slowly start to go away. So if you want to have utensils, you will have to ask for it. They will offer them to you, but they won't automatically put it into your bag anymore, which we hope will help out our landfills and the incinerator, which is burning a lot of the trash in Dutchess County, but at the same time save small businesses some money, where they're not just spending money but on things that are just getting thrown in. So that was just passed this past Monday. Childcare is also something I'm spending some time on. And just with the closure of the Northeast Community Center, looking at different options for our part of the county, working with Day One Early Learning out of Poughkeepsie. We had a forum in the Sissing Center in Pine Plains a couple months ago, just to bring people together to talk about the need for our part of the county and for childcare. And we're gonna have another forum at the end of June focused on parents of kids 0 to 3. That's really what we need is right now. Is for infant care, for childcare, which we're just an absolute desert currently. One announcement there is there are still vacancies in Weebatuck's pre-K3 early childcare program. So pre-K program. So there are spaces available. They are available until they fill up. So if you know of anyone who has a child at 3 years of age, that program is available and should definitely be taken advantage of. I think that's what the Millerton News for writing an article about that recently. They're just trying to get the word out as much as we can without that available. So I think that's it for now. I'm always available to you. You can call me, email me, find me on social media. We'd love your feedback and figure out how we can work together. Great to have such great partners in this town to do the work we're doing. So thank you for that.
Well,
Thank
you're always
you.
welcome here.
Thank you.
Congratulations on that, the legislature's action on those plastic knives and forks and spoons and mustard and salt and everything else that they give you. That's really, that's a great, simple step.
It is. It's a no-brainer. So
Yeah.
I'm happy we do that.
Yeah.
How about fortune cookies?
Right.
Yes. Good luck with the Chinese restaurant on that. We'll see.
One question on ADU funding. So we had the grant that came in Dutchess County. I'm starting to hear, I've heard of someone in Stanford who applied and actually got awarded the grant. Are you aware of anyone?
We, waiting for the update,
Okay.
out of the 4 or 5 people that were going through the process, we had 2 that actually completed it finally.
Okay.
So I need to find out from them, but fingers crossed.
I'd love to know.
Okay,
That would be great.
sounds
So that
good.
was a grant. Dutchess County was awarded $6 million to fund renovations of existing accessory dwelling units or the creation of new ones. And so that's it's up to $125,000 per family for low and middle income households to take advantage of that.
I think they were waiting, Hudson River Housing, and I spoke to them last, didn't know if it would continue to be funded.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I haven't heard, because that was the last funding round of that grant.
Yeah, I
So-
just can't believe they used up all the 6 million. That's what I was confused about. So I think we
definitely
need to get the details. I don't think they did. So, yeah. Thank you.
Any other?
Yeah.
Question, do you have, were you involved with the publishing of the high-end speeding report? Does that fall under public safety?
I'm not aware of
Oh,
it. Is it a county report?
It is.
Okay.
Transportation Council.
Oh, I just saw an email about that. Yes, yeah.
Okay. So my street has made the list of.
Okay.
So I'm just curious, can we work with the county on solutions?
Yes, yep. So the best thing to do is send me an email with a description, you could reference the report.
Yeah.
And then that gives me something to pass on to the Department of Public Works. I just something similar for we're in Stanford, so we can see what, if there could be a change in the speed limit or.
Okay, thanks, Chris.
Where is that, Michelle? Or you just got it by?
I just got it,
chance?
yeah.
Okay.
So I signed up for all these.
Okay.
I get
No,
a
that
ton
would
of
be great
emails.
to see, yeah.
Yeah, Dutchess County Transportation County high-end speeding report, and the village and the town both made.
The list, yeah, I
The
can
do list
imagine.
list, yeah. Anyway,
Thank you.
great.
All right, I would like to get through the financials. The budget adjustment number 2, 2026. A fund, an expense increase of $52,362, less an expense decrease $179, less a revenue increase of $52,183 for a net of 0. I'd like to ask for a motion to approve the budget adjustment number 2.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. I have a special abstract dated April 15th, 2026, totaling $315,355.67, broken down as follows. A fund, $315,355.67. I'd like to ask for a motion to approve the special abstract.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. What's the date? 5/14, hopefully. I have a special abstract dated April 21, 2026, totaling $62,494.25, broken down as follows. A fund, $51,382.99. Highway DB fund, $11,111.26. I'd like to ask for a motion to approve that special abstract.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Getting there. And I have an abstract dated May 14th, 2026, totaling $141,985.69, broken down as follows. A fund, $92,495.71. B fund, $1,708.42. DB fund, $17,798.68. Water district, $29,772.50. Payroll TNA, $210.37. Motion to approve that abstract.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. You're doing well. And here's the last one of those. And the voucher committee for June of this year, it actually might say last year, a little typo there. For June of 2026, will be Lana Morrison and Chris Mayville. Department reports. I'm happy to welcome Josh Schultz here tonight, who can give us a little update on the highway department. And thank you for joining us.
Happy to be here.
We're interested to hear what you guys have been doing. You know, cutting shoulders, grading, all of which I've had the privilege actually of going out to watch, and so on. But just sort of what we have in front of us.
Yeah, so the crew recently has been focused on spring cleanup, summarizing our equipment. This month in particular, because we rent a roller and a grader, we've been really focused on our dirt roads, making sure we can get the shoulders cut and then get them graded for the rest of the year. Besides that, when it's been raining, we've had some fix-it days, we've had some equipment go down, we've been able to get that back up, thankfully. And then just trying to navigate this this weird circumstance that we're in right now. But everything's been running really smoothly. So yeah, the new N11, give an update on that. That's the 2026 International that we took possession of last month. That's been lettered, registered with New York State. It's been fitted with a radio. It's in service. We're just waiting on wooden sideboards for the dump body. Once that's done, we'll be able to actually take the truck out and use it. But it is effectively in service. We could use it today if we really needed to. Also, we've been preparing a couple of vehicles for auction. One of them is the old N11. That's a 2006 International 7500 6-wheel dump truck. That's going to be sold with its front plow and wing plow. That truck has 99,000 miles on it and 8,500 hours on it. It's 20 years old and it's quite tired. It's ready for its next home. The other truck is the 2015 Chevy Silverado. That's got 243,000 miles on it and 12,000 hours of motor time on it. I'm asking the board for permission to declare that surplus and put it up for auction. If you say yes, the auction will begin March 26th and it'll end June 9th.
May 26th.
Sorry, May 26th, June 9th. That'll be on auctionsinternational.com. And
Right.
it'll line up perfectly. The auction will end a few days before your regular business meeting, so you'll be able to review the winning bidders, hopefully.
So with that, I would ask for a motion to authorize the highway department to put those two vehicles up for auction.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right,
Fantastic, thank
go
you.
ahead. Go
That's
ahead.
all I've got, unless there's any questions from.
No, I just want to say that, we are all aware that you guys are operating in, as a result of Bob's demise. This is, you're operating as a unit. And Lorna and I have been able to get down there and spend a lot of time there as well. I think all in all, things have been going pretty well. And I really want to just commend everybody at the highway department for really pitching in and getting the job done and doing it in a collaborative, collegial way.
Thank you. Yeah, no, we've been a really cohesive unit for a while now. And so this is, we've fought through adversity before, and so this isn't anything that's new to us. Wintertime is filled with adversity and challenges. We're quite adept at that kind of stuff. But this has been some uncharted territory, and I would like to thank the board and the community for their support through all of this, especially Laura and Chris. They've been on top of us this entire time, making sure that the ship has been continuing to roll smoothly down the road. So just want to say thank you to everybody for that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
While you're here, one of the things that I haven't talked to the board about, but I would like to do down the road, whether it may be in June, would actually be to have a town board meeting at the garage. I think it would be a great location to have one of our board meetings. It'd be great for, the community to come out and see us using the garage for that as well.
Yeah, we absolutely can accommodate that and would be pleased to. This is a bounty that the taxpayers have in that facility and that campus, and so we'd love to be able to show it off.
Sounds good.
All right,
Thank you.
thanks, Josh. Next up, our assessor, Catherine, welcome.
Got some written comments for later. So just the goings on in the assessor's office, as per usual this time of year, as we approach Grievance Day. My assessment letters went out a few weeks back. 2027 tentative, 2026 tentative, I'm jumping ahead. And we've been, in my letter this year, I strongly urge people to come and speak with me. Instead of just waiting for Grievance Day or signing up with one of these companies. I know a lot of people got some mailings from these companies that say, oh, we'll give you an assessment reduction, we'll work on your behalf, and you don't have to pay us unless we win. And we've dealt with them before, and they do a really bad job with people, in my opinion. I mean, I'm a little biased, but so I strongly urge people to talk to me first. And it actually worked. People read my letter. I was very pleased. All the phone calls were like, well, you said to call you, so I'm calling you. So it's been good. I think we've had good communication with the community. I think people understand. I think people are tired. It's after 6 years of assessment increases because the market's been straight uphill. But I think they continue to understand that's where we are and feel comfortable that it's not just them, it's the whole community feeling the same increases. So that's the kind of pause I've been taking and what we've been seeing. So I think we're good. But we do have Grievance Day coming up. If people don't want to talk to me, they're welcome to come to the board and complain to them. And that's coming up in
On the
less than 2 weeks.
27th?
27th.
Yeah.
Where are we?
Yes.
Yeah, Wednesday, the 27th.
Mhm. Right.
So that information's been posted on the website and the newspaper, so hopefully people take advantage or really take advantage and come talk to me first. What I'm putting out there. And then this time of year, I like to also give you a little spreadsheet of how we are with exemptions. Or where we stand, because every exemption we grant is another penny that someone else has to pay. So I like to make sure you are aware of what's going on. And the only big things I want to point out is continued reduction in basic STAR exemptions. And that's again, because years ago, the state has taken over, created this STAR credit program. So every time an exemption expires, people move into the credit program. So we see huge decreases in that. Doesn't mean that people aren't getting them at all. They're just getting them in a different form. So they don't report as exemptions. And then the reverse, the enhanced stars are increasing. Again, this year, and I didn't have really faith this was gonna happen, but the state promised that anyone that actually qualified for the enhanced star, whether or not they applied, would be pushed into the program. If they had reached the age and their income, they were gonna check it on their own. And it actually happened. You see a huge bump in the number of exemptions that were granted. So the state did its job. I'm really impressed, I have to say. Give them a little toot there. Everything else is some of the only other large increases, solar exemptions, as the credits have been expiring. A lot of people in the last couple of years really pushed to get their solar panels in to take advantage of those. So hopefully people will still do that because it's a good thing. Although I know a lot of the benefits from the federal government are gone, but those continue to increase. That's where we are.
Mhm.
Yes.
So I never got a letter from one of these companies trying to help or trying to assist. Is there a disclaimer that we would put in the letter in the future to say that they're not associated with us, or? Because I didn't get that, like soliciting to help me.
I know that in the past few years, they've papered the western end of town, the higher end.
Oh, okay.
But I know recently, a couple of people told me that live around near the village, that they received one, so I was assuming they were starting
Did you get
to,
one too?
I received them.
yeah, I didn't get one in my house either, so maybe it's still picking and choosing, I don't know how they, I don't know what their methodology is. But
Does the letter say anything? Is there any disclaimer on the letter that says we're not the government?
no, they say that they're a company, that
Yeah.
they'll just work for you instead of you having to do any work.
The other thing, did you get a lot of questions about why the town stays at 100% valuation?
A couple, yeah, some people want to know that, and as I've said to you before, I think it's just the cleanest way to do it, like, there's no math involved, right? I know a lot of the towns that are at a different valuation number, it's to me, it's confusing, it's just not transparent, really. You have to sit there and explain why this and why that, and I think it's just better to stay, so, and I hope we can stay that at 100% in the future. It's a lot of work, I'll give you that, but I think it's worth it, and it's just easier to have the conversations when you're comparing apples to apples.
Their per mill rate is still, if there's 70% valuation, then their mill rate is 3 times ours.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so they're still paying the same.
The benefit is, you would see that between school districts, is that
Yeah.
when the biggest thing happens. I know Amelia is staying at 100 and Penn Plains is staying at 100. I'm not sure about Taconic, Columbia County, I think they are at 100, so at least our school districts are apples to apples, and so we're okay, but yeah, when you get into, Dover's a very low number,
70
so.
something, yeah.
So the next school district down, there's a lot of, between Amelia and Dover, I can't imagine having to sit there and do the calculation and try to explain, so. I appreciate your support in keeping us at 100, and giving us the financial support to keep doing this.
Thank you.
All right, well, we look forward to hearing how Grievance Day goes. I did not mention Grievance Day in the town supervisor email that I just got out. I did last year. I don't think it really resulted in any huge jump in, so I'm counting on that. But
Well, thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, the board has received copies of reports from the planning, zoning, and building departments.
Yes.
Do you have,
Yes.
as town clerk, any other reports or any,
Tax collector.
or, okay, then as tax collector?
Okay, we're now at 93% collected. There's only 106 parcels outstanding, which is comparable to last year. So I think we're doing pretty good I've only got 2 more weeks to collect. And then it goes to the county. So on we do collect June 1st because the end of the month is on a Sunday. So June 1st is Monday, and I'll be here collecting. That's the last chance to pay your taxes here. And then as a town clerk, we've filed 3 complaints from April 12th, 26th, and 28th about noise from the gun club from Mr. Decker.
Duly
And that's
noted.
all. Duly noted, yes. Thank you.
Thank you. We're gonna now go through our board committee activity. Recreation committee. I don't know if you have a report.
It's nothing additional than what we talked about at our workshop meeting, so we made those revisions and it's now with the village.
Yes, so the village has it.
Yes.
And I had a note from the mayor today saying that they have not met since they got that, so they haven't had a chance to act on those. Communications committee,
Yes, so Meg and I have been meeting weekly with Tilly to update our website. We've been making progress. And we also decided to send a notice of the zoning amendments to property owners along the boulevard in the Irondale district to let them know to check the website to see our zoning amendments. We thought we would give them a summary of important points that they should be aware of.
Well, we heard too from Edie that she was standing there and she verbally, like she did go speak to a few people, but there's still, I've heard there's questions by property owners. And I think it's just to do something very, very simple to say, please be aware, our zoning was approved. This is where it's available online. You know, I mean, without getting into the weeds, just to say, hey, look, because also the people renting properties and all those things too, I think it's really important for them to understand use, what's really allowed in those areas or not, because I personally don't think anyone looks at that when they go to rent. But that was just an idea that we had. We thought it's just a good way to just in there, like we have dark skies now, we have outside of someone doing residential. I mean, everything of course goes in front of the planning board, that's big, but at least like some kind of
Just so
just
they're aware.
alert.
okay, do you
We
want
wanted
to,
to
do you
be-
want to share with me in due course
Sure.
what you're proposing? Obviously,
course,
this
yeah.
will go out from the town,
Right,
so I'd like to
Yeah.
see that before it goes out.
sure. We wanted to be proactive, just so, you know, down the line, people don't claim ignorance or are confused about zoning amendments.
I think the challenge is, and I'm not saying I'm opposed to that, but the challenge is that sometimes a letter like that can actually get people more confused because they think, oh my God, was I supposed to do something? Or, you know, why are they writing me? And I think, you know, that's what we want to work through and make sure that the letter doesn't raise those.
Yeah, I mean,
issues.
definitely, there's ways to to word it, to just say, this is just to bring to your attention. No action is needed at this time.
Yeah, it's just informational.
Mhm.
And we hope it drives some, you know, some folks to the website. There's a lot going on. We have a banner going across the top with our most timely announcements. And so, you know, we're trying to drive traffic to the website for folks to get, you know, timely information and good information. So,
Just make sure all the things as attachments are also updated. Like we're putting on the new zoning map on every page that has the previous one. So that'll be updated. So everything is just current, because we do find at times documents that are not current.
Okay. Housing, I think we
Yeah.
talked
Oh, I have one
about.
more thing too.
Oh.
If you don't mind. So our pro-housing certification, so the state reached out to us to maintain our certification for 2026. So I'm about to start working with our building department, Ann, we need to put in info into the chart to update with all the new zoning changes, well, zoning districts, the map, and also all of our permits that we have from the years for houses specifically in ADUs from 2024 and 2025. So my deadline is June 15th to complete it. So hopefully that will happen.
Okay. And for the personnel committee, we've worked through we've talked about some changes to the employee manual. Some of them I'd like to talk with our attorney about later on. We don't have anything for us to pass tonight, but I would like to have it wrapped up. So in our June meeting where we have something that we can approve and make changes in the manual. I do have one other item, which is just to note that I have received a letter of resignation from Jim Horton, member of the Highway Department. And what I would like to ask is for a motion to accept Jim Horton's resignation from the Highway Department. We need to have, the board has to accept the resignation before we can post the vacancy.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you.
I just have one more thing too. We don't have an official grants committee, but I wanted to let you know that we submitted an application yesterday to the Dutchess County Municipal Investment Grant. It was due yesterday and we got it in. Thanks to Meg and Chris, the supervisor, for your help in getting those narrative responses just right. And we'll see what happens.
Mhm.
You know, it's a competitive grant, but it was an easy lift and we thought, why not? Yeah, so
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for your work on that. That's it. And we'll, down the road, I think we will come back and talk about the New York Forward Grant that we need to involve the village in. And so it's really rests mostly on the village, but obviously it's all hands on deck with these things. Okay, I think we move on now to the approval of permits for mobile homes and junkyards. And Tilly, you've received
Yes,
their,
they've been
they're-
inspected by Mike too in the building for
okay,
zoning and safety. So they filled out the application, so we're ready and they paid. So I just need the board to approve.
so I would ask for a motion to accept the applications from the mobile home and for the junkyard permits. We have two manufactured home, units in the town and one junkyard.
And the junkyard is actually, it's a secondhand junk and auto parts license. So it's a little different
Yeah.
verbiage, but just so everybody's clear. Okay. And they don't, it's not a currently used.
Yeah, it's
place.
not in operation.
It's not an
But it still
operation.
it still requires a permit every year.
Well, if they want, to keep it an option.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
next item is, the county has sent us an IMA for shared services. This is I think this is relatively new, the way they've done it this year. They've sent it out to all the towns. It is the same document essentially, permitting the town to collaborate with the county on either some services. I know we already have a shared purchasing agreement with the county. But if there was something that we were gonna do with the county, this gives us the legal ability to do it. And Warren, do you have any comments on this?
I'm just looking through it now.
Oh, okay.
It looks pretty standard.
I think it's pretty standard. It went
And we're
out,
not gonna be able to change this.
Yeah.
no,
Let me just quickly,
okay, well,
yeah, this is
take,
fine. It's just the standard shared services, so we can share services and equipment.
all right.
As you- good luck.
With that, I would like to ask for a motion to approve me to sign the intermunicipal agreement with Dutchess County for shared services.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Is that-
So just so I have it.
We don't have a formal resolution for that, right?
No, just.
Yeah, just that.
Mhm.
There are several members of the Climate Smart Community Task Force whose terms are expiring. And I would like to ask for a motion to reappoint Rich Stalzer, Kathy Chow, and Cac Weathers to the Town of Northeast Climate Smart Community Task Force.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, I'll be happy to let them know. And the new town hall update, part of that is we're going to talk with Warren about that. And he's had conversations with the attorney for Armenia about the possibility of our collaborating with them. That's still very much up in the air. I don't have a resolution of that yet. And that is really where we are holding up, waiting for that. I am very eager to get moving on it. I know that Meg is very eager to get going on this. I think we all are.
We all are.
Yeah. And, once we know exactly what's going to be going into the building, we'll be able to finalize that design and move forward with land to putting that out to bid. One of the questions.
Are we talking about the shared
No.
justice court or?
We're talking about the new town hall update,
Oh, okay,
okay? We already approved the IMA.
okay.
The board gave me their approval to sign the IMA with the county. No, I did reference the discussion with Armenia about, whether courtrooms can be shared between towns.
Yeah.
And that's still-
We can, I'm now absolutely convinced that the law allows us to do that. We need to, because we're joining the municipalities. I contacted the attorney for Armenia, told him to read the law just to make sure he agreed with me. I haven't heard back from him, but I'm pretty confident that I'm right on that score. And I asked him to find out if he agreed that we could share the town hall, the justice court with them. Find out whether the town is interested in that. And if that's the case, then we would pursue that. And there would be a fairly complex municipal agreement that we'd have to negotiate and sign. So I haven't heard back from him, you might want to
Well, I will reach out to the
reach out to the
supervisor
supervisor.
tomorrow.
That'd be
And,
great. I think if we can set a deadline or some
Yeah.
kind of, actually, maybe the word isn't deadline, but maybe the word is, our goal would be to get this wrapped up one way or another by, and hopefully they'll say, maybe we can meet that date to make a decision too, or something. So,
Yeah, I mean, you really need to know because it's.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
well,
a floor
significant
plan,
change
yeah.
building up
in
the, yeah.
In our new town hall, we don't need a courtroom.
it would require their board's approval, so we're now looking at, another town board schedule and so
Yeah.
on. So I'm very aware of the need to move along on this, and I share it. But there are things that have to happen in certain order, and some of them are not in our control.
But could we encourage the process to move along? Can we ask maybe the Armenia board to put us on their next?
We will ask in the most polite and congenial possible way. Yeah, I
You don't
mean,
want to step on.
you don't
anybody's
wanna
As
like,
soon as possible, please.
toes.
Because I can do.
yeah,
I did send another email to the attorney for Armenia today and asked him to get back to me on that. But if you could put some pressure, not pressure, but discuss it with the Armenia supervisor. If we know they're willing to do it, then we can get
I've
started on it.
talked to her in the past, and it was, she was waiting to hear from her attorney.
Yeah.
So that's one step at a time, but hopefully with the communication that Warren's had, we can do that.
Okay.
Great.
Okay. I think that you wanna, I don't know if there's anything else you wanna talk about now.
Oh, the Altice is a contractual issue. And there are just a few remaining, 4 or 5 remaining points. I'd like to just discuss it with you in executive session. And I've already discussed it with their representative, and if we can wrap it up and put the agreement in final form, we can schedule a public hearing, and get that approved. So I'll go over
All
those
right.
points with you in executive session.
Can you do the credit card?
Yes, we have, Tilly,
Yes.
this should actually come under your report, but,
Thank you.
tax collector.
Yes, so you all have a copy of the Warren made up a thing, and if we could just add at the second whereas.
Okay, let's just back up a little
Yes.
bit and tell everybody what it is we were talking about.
Okay,
We're talking about providing our taxpayers with the opportunity to pay their taxes with a credit card. And that is something that the board has to vote to approve. It costs the town some money to set that up. And it costs the taxpayer some money to pay their taxes using a credit card. But, and they, of course, always have the option simply to write a check or pay in cash. But many other towns around us have had requests from their residents to provide that option. And so Tilly has looked into it and knows, a lot about it and has heard from other town tax receivers about this. And has asked Warren to prepare a resolution which would enable us to do that. Is there any comment that you have, Warren, on this? Is this something?
No, I found a prototype and it wasn't the best prototype in the world. So I
Have
tried
you
to make
had-
it a little better. It's still not the greatest resolution. but
Have you had other
it's fine.
towns that have voted to
Oh, yeah.
accept credit card payments?
Yeah, this is not unusual. And you wanted to add some language to that.
yes, I would like to add on the second thing, whereas with this service, residents will be able to make payments at the town clerk's office using their credit card and at no cost to the town, and through an online portal on the town website.
And that's something they'll set up for us.
That, yeah, Edmund sets that up, where you can check your taxes on the online portal. that will have another link right there you can pay them to.
Right.
So-
So they could make a card payment at your office, you have it,
Mhm.
or through the online portal, not and, okay.
Yeah,
And,
Yeah.
and
not
then
and,
when, oh, did you have any other ones you wanted to?
no.
Because we talked about, so as you mentioned, Chris, we have a one-time implementation fee of $2,000. So when the resolution says it's no cost to the town,
Mm.
we're all
Right.
covered,
Oh.
right? We're all
The-
covered.
each
as
When they
one
pay,
time.
when they pay by credit card.
Right.
No, but
Once we set up the system,
Right,
which
Track.
does have a cost to the town,
right.
once
Yeah.
that is set up, then each individual payment does not incur an additional cost to the town.
Right, we just amortize it, somehow figure out a fee or something, a service fee or something that we can,
They do it.
oh, they do it for us.
They do it,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, that's great.
And this is the same company we're using now.
Yes, Edmunds is who
So
we
it's-
use
it'll
for our
be-
taxes, and Amenia is very happy with it. They've been using them since 2013,
Yeah.
so.
Good,
So.
that makes it much easier.
Mhm,
Great.
mhm.
Any other questions on that? If not, I would ask for a motion to approve the resolution.
So moved.
Do you want a roll? do you
Yes,
want
it's a roll
on
call.
this
Yes,
one?
please. Supervisor Cannon,
Aye.
Councilwoman Cole, Councilman Mayville,
Aye.
Councilwoman Morrison, Councilwoman Winkler.
Aye.
Thank you, thank you.
All right. With that, we come to public comment period. Any members of the public, first of all, welcome to be here, and any members of the public are welcome to have any comments they would like.
So I was here last meeting when the representative from the gun club was here. And speaking very stern terms about the town's not regulating the gun club. And he has a point. I mean, town shouldn't necessarily be regulating the gun club, but I would say that the town does need some regulations around noise. I had an experience coincidentally, where a neighbor of mine invited some friends over and they had a shooting party. And for an hour, they shot off, I figure, at least 500 rounds. And it was very, very disturbing, very, made my dog climb the walls, basically. I can imagine that anybody who had ever been in the military in a combat situation, and they have PTSD, who heard that would probably have a panic attack. And I was thinking about it, and my 2 points about it are basically, if everybody did the right thing, then nobody would need to pass any laws, right? The laws are there because people are abusing their privileges. And I think my neighbor did. And when I spoke to him, he said, well, is there a law against it? I have to say, no, there's no law against it. It's just not a very nice thing to do. So I think we do need some regulations around this in the town. And I think it could carve out reasonable hunting activity. I think if you imagine what reasonable target practice would sound like, it would probably be about a shot a minute for maybe an hour, you know, maybe a total of 60 rounds. I think you can think about what a reasonable activity would be like and write regulations that prohibit unreasonable activities. And I think it's a good idea. Because it, you know, that can be something that really affects people's quality of life. The other thing that I want to say about it is that it's not, you know, if you write it as a noise regulation, it's not something that impacts anybody's Second Amendment rights. People still have a right to bear arms. However, they don't have a right to inflict the sound of gunshots on their neighbors at all hours of the day. And Chris, I know you mentioned, you know, carve outs for Sundays or this or that. I don't think that Sundays really makes a difference. You know, if I get if I get that happening on Sunday or I get it happening on Wednesday, it's just as bad. And you also mentioned something about noise from chainsaws, and I was thinking, well, you know, we're in a bad situation now where all the ash trees have died, and I certainly know that I have to go out there with my chainsaw. I tried not to annoy anybody. If a neighbor of mine called and said, you know, can you back off on the chainsaw, I would do it, but you have to also consider that that is an activity that has reasonable uses, and so you have to, you know, try to figure out what the reasonable restrictions are. But I really hope that you will continue on that track and not, you know, get too intimidated by the you know, the rhetoric that we heard last time.
Thank you very much.
Hi,
Leslie,
hi,
welcome.
yeah, Leslie Marini. I sent an email a couple of weeks ago. Did you guys get it? I tried to send it to everybody on board, including you, Chris.
Okay,
So it's just that I learned of this opportunity. It's the Hudson Highlands Land Conservation funding opportunity. And basically, we're in this corridor where we're already eligible. And it's like the Greenway Compact. You kind of have to just pass a resolution saying, yes, we support it. And then if like a farmer wants to sell development rights, whatever, it's a potential other funding source. So it helps land conservation. There's nothing the town has to do other than pass the resolution. There's no downside, there's no obligation, it doesn't cost anything. These are some of the things that were in my email. This is a fact sheet if anybody hasn't looked at it. And this is a proposed resolution that would do this. So it seems like there's no downside, only upside. I passed that to our esteemed council and anyone else who wants it. But I would urge you guys, like, just, you know, do it tonight. Just
we're not gonna do it tonight.
okay, well, do it ASAP.
But what exactly, I mean.
So it's federal money.
I read it when you, yeah.
And so so now, like, I read this too, but when I sent it, so a few weeks ago. So there's a priority like corridor that they want to protect, because I think they think it's more threatened than other areas. And so there's in the blue, those are towns where if you pass this resolution and you want to access funding, you're already in, yes, you can. The red area is possible, but it doesn't matter. We're already in the blue area. And so, you know, when a farm wants to sell its development rights, because they like to keep the land open and in farming, the money has to come from somewhere. And so the Dutchess Land Conservancy in Dutchess County shepherds the applications through. And so, you know, historically the county's given some money and the feds have some money, New York State has some money. This would just be another pot of money that would allow land to be bought or development rights to be bought, which would help protect farmland and open space.
And is there a
Excuse me,
time?
we have a public comment.
Yeah, I know. So,
Oh, I'm sorry.
well,
I'm
we're trying to stick
So
to
sorry.
is a public
I
comment period.
apologize.
No, you're welcome to comment.
Yeah.
Why don't we catch up with you afterwards if we want to, like,
Ask
have-
questions
yeah.
or, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully
Okay.
it's all very,
Yeah.
very straightforward and self-explanatory.
Right, thank you. Anyone else? Okay. I think we have 2 sets of minutes that we distributed
Yes.
to the board.
April 9th and May 6th.
Right. And unless there are any comments on those minutes, I would ask for a motion to approve the minutes of the meetings of April 9th and May 5th, 6th,
So moved.
6th, all right.
Second.
All in favor? All right. And with that, I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Well, actually, Are we gonna?
I want to have an attorney-client meeting, but that
Yeah, I think.
that does not need to be part of
Yeah,
the-
not executive.
yeah,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. We are adjourned.
I'm just gonna refresh